I had a business model about a year ago that I completely failed in. I thought the business was going to be a massive success. You calculate all these numbers in your head, and it failed wildly. I lost a bunch of money, but I just found someone who took that exact same model and turned it into a seven-figure a year business. I was listening to this podcast, and it was one of the best podcasts I've listened to in a very long time. This guy, basically, what he does is he has a guarantee. He says, if you work with me, I guarantee 100 million views within the first 90 days. And you're saying, holy shit, 100 million views? How the hell is he doing that? What they're doing is the Andrew Tate clip model, basically, where you take long form videos and turn it into short form, and then you post it across a bunch of different platforms. And then you post it on a bunch of different accounts. So let's say I had a bunch of batch accounts of, let's say I have 5 accounts. Let's say I have Josh Clips, I have Josh Motivation, I have Josh Fan Page, Fans of Josh, just all of these things. Basically, the Sam Sulek model, if you see him now, where they have so many people taking things from your long form videos, editing them, and then posting them. And then all of the accounts grow because you do that for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn, everything. And what is this basically doing? It is almost paying for advertisement in an organic way. Because if you are watching an ad, if you're like me, I most of the time scroll past it because I understand that it's an ad. Most people's brains are numbed to ads. They don't want to buy them, especially if you are in the younger generations. Ads have been shoved in our face via technology since the second we were born. We perform much better to buying someone's product if we have come to know, like, and trust them. And the biggest way that you do that is seeing more and more of their information. Let's say Andrew Tate a few years ago, or maybe a year or two ago, when he completely took over the internet, every single video that you saw was him because there was a positive feedback loop. There was so much supply of Andrew Tate videos, and the more you watched one of his videos and the more you engaged with it, the more that you liked it, the more you would be recommended other videos because there was so much supply of it. And the social medias, the algorithms are so profound that they understand if it is Andrew Tate talking in one of these videos, even if it's from a different account. It's not saying, oh, this account shows one video, we're going to recommend more videos from that account. No, they understand the voice and the person who's on the other line. So they understand if Andrew Tate's talking from this account and from this account, I most likely, if I viewed this one, I would most likely also like the other one. Therefore, you are going to get a lot more organic reach, and you can actually pack back and do hundreds of millions of views per month. Before I thought of this business model, I said, hey, I'm going to do this for somebody. The problem is they had no social media to begin with. They had nothing. And I was starting them from scratch. And I still think it would have worked, but I'm going to go over where I made mistakes and where I think they are doing it really, really well. And then how I'm actually going to revisit this because I've been thinking about doing this exact same model for the next person I'm going to work for, Ken McElroy, because I have a budget that I'm allowed to operate things like this on. And I think this is the best way that you can pay for ads in the 2020 generation. Instead of paying for ads, you pay for organic ads, and your return on investment per ad is actually much higher if you have a good funneling process through short form to long form, or to straight to product, taking them through some sort of email sequence, whatever the funneling process is. This is a fantastic business model, but there's a lot of complexities in it. I was doing a lot wrong. I hired everyone in the Philippines to do it. What I did is I had 2 people finding content, 2 editors, and then I had a bunch of people posting. What I would do now if I were going to restart, and my plan is, instead I'm going to have 5 editors, and I'm just going to pay them a little bit extra because I'm going to have, let's say each editor is going to be editing 2 clips a day. I will have 1 or 2 people's full-time job. All they're going to do is be finding these very high quality clips. And then I'm going to have the person record, let's say, 100 different introductions. The reason for that is the hook. You need the first 2 seconds to be the best hook possible. So I'm going to have them record, let's say, 50 different hook templates, and then you can put b-roll over the first 3 seconds so you hear the hook and it engages you a bit more to where you want to continue to watch. Then you can roll into the actual content. So I will have people finding the information that they need to through the live event that he's done, through the every single podcast, every single video he's ever done, because there's so much of it. And then I'll have editors, let's say editing 2 per day. That's going to be 10 videos per day. You're not going to post every single one of those 10 videos per platform. Instead, you are going to be mixing and matching them because you can't have 2 people post the exact same video, or the algorithms are going to flag that. Instead, you're just going to be posting basically unique clips on a bunch of different accounts, maybe change then the ones that work really well, you change the format and then you use that exact same clip with a changed edited format, because if it's proven to work once, there's a very high chance it's going to work again. There's so many other tactics to really help it grow, but I'm just going on a high level how I actually plan on hiring these types of people. Then what I'm going to do is Ken already has a huge team of people. I'm going to have a lot of unique clips that I'm going to have them create fan pages too. Because if we can have 25 fan pages posting, let's say 2 to 3 clips a day, guess what? That is going to be a lot of volume, because that's 2 to 3 clips a day on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever the hell social media it's going to be going on. All of them, probably not Snapchat, but I know that this guy over here, he is doing Snapchat and they have a fantastic business model. That's the best offer I've ever seen. I guarantee you 100 million views per month if you work with us, or money back guaranteed in the first 90 days. That is a ridiculous offer. And I'm actually trying to have some calls with their team to see what they charge for their business. Because what I think I'm going to do is, if I can get this down and mastered, and I can, let's say, get the same result of 100 million views in 90 days, I think I can structure a deal better than these guys. And I don't mean to say that arrogantly. I bet they're charging maybe $20,000 a month to do this. I don't know what they're charging, but I'm going to guess it's probably around that. But if you're getting 100 million views, that is a rounding error with how much money you should be able to make if you have good funneling tactics. Just think about how much money someone pays on the Super Bowl ad. And what are you going to get? 100 million views? It's going to be a whole lot more money than $20,000. They might charge more than that. I don't know how much they charge. This is just a guess. They might charge $50,000 a month. I don't know. Either way, I know that I can get the cost of a team down to around probably 10,000 or below per month. I'm very, very, very extremely confident about that. And if I can replicate this kind of model and get the same results, let's say 100 million views in the first 90 days, but then that compounds over time, because as the channels grow, they all start to get more views, and it just provides more and more reach. And then I can take that, and anyone that I work with, that can just be part of what I'm doing to kind of help them grow. I will be taking over their organics to where I know that the clips are going to be great, then posting them across, let's say, 25 different accounts 3 times a day, having mass distribution. Therefore, they don't have to do as much long form, and their name's still going to be getting out there a lot, as well as the funnel into the product's going to be a much higher degree, because I will know that it is, because I'll be taking that over. Therefore, the results are going to be much, much higher. If that's the case, if I can show much better results, then I can go into these businesses, grow them very, very quickly, and structure maybe a 5-year deal where I'm getting 20% profit. And then over, let's say, if at performance-based models, if it's over, let's say, a doubling of the revenue, I get maybe another 30%, or just something like that, where we are having these massive performance-based models. And then, as I was going over the other day, maybe I start to buy equity into these companies, then I do it for them. That is the kind of the overarching vision that I see right now over the next 5 years. But that changes very, very rapidly, because this is a short-term opportunity in the market. There's a very high chance that this kind of gets patched, per se, over let's say, a 2-year process. So why not exploit it while you can? That's what pretty much all marketing is. There's some sort of opportunity that is being underutilized. AKA the amount of money that you can spend on something versus what you return is grossly outweighed. So a lot of people make these books on the best marketing tactics, and they were the best marketing tactics 2 years ago. Let's say webinars. Webinars were the best marketing tactic back in the day. You could have like a 15% conversion rate on a free webinar that you were doing to funnel them to a paid product. Yes, it's still good, but it's gone from 15% to like 4%. So the conversions rates just get down over time as more and more people start to do it, and there's more saturation of the markets. These social media start to get smarter, and they start to ban that kind of activity. But nonetheless, while it is here, I'm going to try and exploit it. And I'm very excited that these people have a very proven business model. If you listen to this, there is some fantastic information going much more in depth than I am right now, simply because I don't have the time, because I'm super excited about this. So I'm trying to plan it out and do it with someone that I'm working with right now to have the proven business model before I actually move to Arizona in like 2 weeks. If I can have everything set up with someone that I'm working with now, and I can show them the results are already starting to pick up, it will be very easy for him to say, okay, I'll give you a $10,000 budget, build this team. And if I don't have to worry about the budget of it, and I can hire good quality people, I do think that it is very realistic over a 6 to 12 month time horizon, we can be doing 50 to 100 million views per month. Just think about it. If you have 25 accounts posting 3 different clips on 5 different channels, what is that, 100 and something videos per day, maybe 150, 200 videos per day? If you average, let's say, a few thousand views on those, that's how you get to 100 million views per month very, very, very quickly. And the goal of that is going to be two-front. One, to get them to some sort of free email list, to build more exposure, to get them into the long form videos, to get them, even you can even funnel from Instagram. You can get them from TikTok to Instagram. You can get them from Instagram to YouTube. You can do so many different cross converting things. You can get them just from the clips channel to the main channel of that certain platform, then from the lead magnet to the product or anything. There's so many opportunities with it, because what is views? All it is potential customers. Why does Andrew Tate have 100,000 people on his Escape the Matrix course or whatever that he sells for $50 a month? Because he has so much reach and so much distribution of what he's doing. There's so many people who are almost chasing the YouTube rat race, where they have to post a video every single week or every single day because it gets a lot of initial views up front, but then they fizzle out over time. Whereas if you have the distribution of the content to a very, very high degree, it can continue to reach so many more people in a overall longer period of time. And the people who want to hear your message and potentially want to buy a product or are in the market to buy a product that you are selling, they would much rather buy it from you. So it is a win for pretty much everybody. Then it just comes down to execution. And what I'm thinking is having some person overarching manage this type of team. Then you're going to have the main editing force, which they are going to be doing, let's say, 2 clips per day of very high quality. What I'm going to do is strip the camera roll of this guy, Kenny, and every single, let's say, in-person event he's ever done, to where that is great background images. And I'm going to give them all of those images that these people can be using as B-roll in the videos, so it seems much more authentic and organic. Then they're going to be trying to make the highest quality possible clip. The person who's finding the clips, their sole goal is to find the best possible hook, informative or engaging pieces of information. Then there'll be somebody whose role is to respond to every single comment and stir some controversy to bring people back to rebirth engagement. That is a whole different topic for a different video, but that's what a lot of people do to drive more engagement. They'll have a third-party entity comment something bad on somebody else's comment to stir engagement, to bring them back to the post, to redrive the engagement. These are just these little tactics that a lot of people do that is almost counterintuitive to talk about, because if a lot of people start to do it, they start to get banned. So everyone on YouTube, they sell courses, but they don't tell you the real-time marketing strategies that they're doing, because they usually get banned or patched over time, which is kind of ironic because that's how they're making money at the time. And I would be doing that on top of everything that I'm already doing. I've officially hired the person who's taken over a lot of the things that I'm doing now, which is this is the problem. When there's so many things and so many moving parts of what you need to do, there's no way I would have had time to kind of think through all of this if I had to spend 15 hours per day doing physical work. That is the creative work that makes the outlandish returns, the outsized returns. I'm sorry. Think about it. This is something that really could, if you could hypothetically drive 100 million organic impressions per month across everything, how much more is that worth than you working 15 hours per day instead of thinking of the creative work? If you watch that video, the creativity versus productivity, this was the creative work, kind of thinking through this concept that I otherwise would never have had time to. If you listen to these productivity guys who just say you have to work from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. every single day and do that every single minute of every single day, 365 days per year, you would never come up with these new concepts. And then now it is my goal to hire someone to fill these roles. And that is a whole different skill set. There's so many skill sets that are involved in running a business. It is unreal, because the hiring process is hiring the right people. It's understanding who to hire, how to manage them, why do they want to work for me, and how to do all these other things while still maintaining everything that I'm doing now. But this is why you can have entrepreneurs make so much money, because it is so stressful. There's so much risks involved, so much of your own capital. There's just a lot of moving parts. And I know deep down that's why they make so much money. At least the successful ones do. And I'm just hoping to grab a portion of that so I can live my life however I want to live it. I will definitely show you guys when I do an onboarding process of these people. I will show you exactly how I plan on hiring every single person. I'll show you the job boards. I'll record the interviews or the job interviews, just every single step of the way, because I think that actually would be valuable. How I think about hiring someone, how I make that decision. If you want that, no one comments, no one watches these, but hey, I guess we'd want to keep it that way because if everyone watched these videos, I guess there would be a ton of people doing this now, which would probably not be good for me because then it would have a lesser effect. So I guess it's good if nobody watches this. All right, I can tell myself that. Goodbye.